And the fantasy is that, oh no, it works out. The real reality of it is that it becomes a very abusive and toxic relationship that you might not be able to get out of.
If a boy is mean to you, he likes you.
It's not cute for people to like see that happening in your relationship and see a guy just controlling you like that. That was a bit controlling.
That's a show of character. It should be a red flag. It shouldn't be like, oh, I'm special. This is how he treats people, and eventually it's how he will treat me.
I feel like one of the things that we do, because we don't know the kind of love that we deserve as girls, sometimes we gaslight ourselves. Obviously, no, the person is gaslighting you, but you also gaslight yourself by insisting that this guy is going to change, wanting to save him, wanting to fix him, and so on. And that's how you get to a point of saying, no, yeah, he hurt my feelings. Yeah, he cheated, but he made up for it. Yeah, he got me the roses. He got me Kevin's roses. So, I'm okay. It's okay. Who else is going to buy me Kevin's roses? And like, genuinely, it's not fine. Like, if he hurts your feelings, right, and he has no disregard for, if he has no regard for what you value as a person and what you see and what hurts you, that's a problem. It's a risk.
Say, right, on the whole, he'll be mean to me, but he made up for a thing. Yo, guys, I was in this relationship, shame, and this hey, hi. He did the most, hey? He did the most. It's also this whole, I like a guy who's rude to everyone else but me. Yeah, right. So he would really it started off like that, where we were young guys, we were kids, and there was like this group chat. You know those form group chats that have like people from
every school.
Yeah, just amazing.
So this right. For example, if like another guy was macking, right, he would be on some, don't do that, don't say that. Or like if another girl said something, he would really be so defensive, right? And I'd be like, oh, my nice and shiny mama. Or like he'd really just be excessively rude and it was unnecessary sometimes. And then it got to a point where he would do it to me, right? And say things like, I remember this one time in Dakanzi. He said, I think you need to up your game because a lot of your friends are hotter than you, yeah? So you need to be away. Guys, me, I was like, yo, shit. And you really I was like, oh, okay. And I remember feeling so bad about it. And I was like, wow, so I'm really not it, hey? And he could leave at any moment. And like you would say all these rude comments and stuff, right? And then he would be like, do you want to go watch a movie? I want to take you out or something like that. And you'd be like, oh, he cares. Oh my gosh, he's so sweet, right? And then you really just go along with it. But really it's not okay. It's abusive, right? It's terrible. So I think it's those things that you have to look up and be like, the moment that he is rude to you, he cannot make up for that. Like a sorry without, hey, I saw this tweet. What did it say? An apology without like
action.
Yeah, an apology without like follow-up action. It's not an apology. It's just an excuse. It's just.
I think I actually relate to Jane to some extent on what you were saying about this boy and oh my god, the audacity. Anyways, I was gonna say that this one boy once literally told me that he was gaslighting me on purpose, so I would get mad at him and release him or break up with him. Fine, right? Whatever, right? And then after saying that, he was like, yeah, but actually, I want you to be happy and I really, really like you. And
what does that mean?
Being unhappy makes me so unhappy.
What does that even mean?
And I'm so sorry that you're sad. Like, what? What?
No, I'm so
I feel like something that needs to be addressed and acknowledged is like how abusive Zim boys are. Like, I don't understand how you think talking to someone like this is normal. Like, I don't get it, because like, where did you get the impression that that's okay? Because it's crazy. Like,
which Wattpad book did you read that said it's okay?
Literally,
exactly,
like,
bro.
Like,
it's not
that text that Jane got, I literally look at it like, is this reality? Because I cannot believe that this is happening. How is that real? Like, how can someone send you a text saying your friends are bad?
I wanted to say, one of the problems I think with, which is another reason why we probably stay with these bad boys. No, bad boys are different from toxic guys. Why we stay with toxic guys is this idea that you can fix him.
Mhm.
I don't know who needs to hear this. You can't fix him. Don't try to fix him. You are not Bob the Builder. Why should you suffer? Stop it. Like, honestly, like, why?
Period.
You are not broken. Why are you trying to fix him? Honestly.
I think
And
it's
I-
also like a no.
And I don't mean in the sense that like he has emotional issues or that kind of thing, but if he's being genuinely abusive towards you, you cannot fix abuse. You're only hurting yourself by staying with an abusive person. And this does not mean that victims of abuse are to blame for staying in their relationships. They're not, because we do know that people who are abused do get attached to their abusers, and it's not their fault. It just means that if you can leave, and if you can get help to leave, leave. Don't fix him.
I think sometimes like the reasoning behind it is a sense of responsibility. And like, obviously I don't speak for everyone, but a lot of the times you feel responsible for this person, or you feel like by staying with this person, you are fulfilling some sort of responsibility, whether it's for them or for someone else. And like, it's one of those, you don't want to leave this person by themselves, because you can tell this person should not be in the presence of other people. But at the same time, you kind of feel like they don't deserve the emotional turmoil that comes from like being alone as a result of your actions. So you kind of just like stay there, and you try to rationalize staying there by gaslighting yourself or minimalizing the abuse that you go through. So yeah, it's a tough situation, and it's a tough mindset to get through, because it also comes from like deeply caring about this person irregardless of the way that they treat you.
Like, to piggyback on Shungu's point, just like you have to learn to care about yourself more and respect yourself more than the next person, than your partner or this person.
That is so true.
Yeah.
Like, I found, firstly, I had a lot of stuff to work through, and therefore I tolerated a lot. And it became this thing of, because they tolerate this within me, I should tolerate them. Because like, I'm not doing too well and they're still here, I should still be here when they're doing all of this, even if it's really impacting me and making what I'm going through worse. So yeah, you need to first like be very secure in yourself and learn to love yourself. And when you really learn to love yourself, which is very hard, I guess your standards kind of like ascend. I don't know what the word.
Your standards higher, and you don't settle for something. You live up to what you want. Does that make sense? Is that what you're trying to say?
Mm-hmm. That's kind of what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
basically.
awesome.
I feel like abusers can be so manipulative, like it's so crazy. He could really bring in the whole depression, anxiety, mental health card.
Yeah.
Like he could really play that.
Yeah.
And now you're trapped because you feel bad and you're like, okay, no, especially those if you break up with me, I'll kill myself. My days. Like
Literally, oh my goodness.
guys,
Yeah.
do you know, like I really fear situations like that because it's so insane. I remember I was by Bon Marché, right, and I was buying groceries and I was leaving. Then this guy, right, he he was following me and everything, and then we started like, I just had to engage because and then he didn't have his phone. He couldn't hold his phone because he was holding groceries, right? So he asked me to take down his number. So I took down his number. Then he goes, if you don't message me, I'll kill myself. And I was like, yeah, that's not funny. You know, that's
funny.
Now imagine this is someone who is in a relationship with someone and they're saying these things, but then they're also abusive. So now you're stuck in a dilemma where you're like, okay, can I leave? But if I leave, he could hurt himself. But if I stay, he's continuing to hurt me. So you sacrifice yourself and you stay because you're like, maybe I can help him. Maybe I can get him through this. Maybe, and all those things. And you can't, honey, you can't. You are not a therapist. You're not a psychologist. You are not his therapist. You're not his punching bag. You need to put your own safety first, especially in a situation like that. It's really important. It's really crucial. And like, so now you're probably isolated, right? And he's also throwing around these threats. Now you're stuck in like, a double dilemma where you're like, oh my goodness, I can't reach out to anyone else because I can't. But there are people you can reach out to. There's organizations that are there for you. You can always reach out. And when you can still see the signs, you'd rather just like make a run for it whilst you still can.
Yeah.
Like with what Jane has said makes so much sense, because I've had so many multiple conversations with guys where they are complaining about this girl. And I'm like, so leave, right? But then they're like, she told me that if I break up with her, she's gonna kill herself because she can't live without me. And I'm like, guys, don't
do that.
People do not belong to you. You are not put on this earth to be helping, to be making sure that you're not their guardian angel. If they need help, if you want to be their savior, if you want to help them, get them the help they actually need. Because if she's talking like that, then she needs to go to like a therapist and stuff. You are not the one who's going to fix those issues.
To drop in some like Malcolm and Marie analysis before we leave off, I think something that relationship dynamic illustrated was that, love is not an exchange. Like what Savannah was saying, the whole thing of, oh, he's put up with me so much, I have to, like, you actually don't. Love is a choice. When you choose to love someone, you take their baggage, you take who they are. And that's not on the premise of, you are going to have to take my baggage also. It has to be their choice to take your baggage. And one thing that Marie really illustrated well was when Malcolm threatened her with that. He was like, I do so much for you. You used to be a drug addict. She really threw that in her face. And she said, no, you put me through a lot. And that's fine because I love you. And that is enough. And she said that's all. Like, she didn't say, oh, Malcolm, you need to give me this back. She was like, all you need to do is give me a decent thank you. That's all you literally need to do. I don't need you to put up with my situations or whatever. Because I love you, I think you need to recognize that it's not because you've given me anything. It's just she did it out of pure, I want to, I am here for you. And you have to be prepared in that situation. If someone throws, I put up with all of your stuff, why don't you put up with my dude, you don't have to. Like, that's on period. If you are uncomfortable, you can leave. If you're comfortable with putting up with someone's baggage because you love them, you need to own that. You don't owe anyone anything. You don't owe someone, submission. Yeah.
Yeah, and just last thing, I wanted to say, for someone who feels like they're going to be by themselves, like speaking from a point of view, from like seeing other people being hurt in a toxic relationship, you just need to also remember that like, when you do leave, then you have a support system behind you. You have your friends. I know my friends have me. You have your family. You have a support system behind you. You're not going to be by yourself because they're not the only person that quote unquote loves you. There are other people there. I just feel like someone needs to hear that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That brings us to the end of our video. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, please like the video. Please share it. Please
subscribe.
Please subscribe to our channel. And
download our podcast.
And download our podcast. All on Anchor, as we said. You can check out Anchor. It will be linked down below. Follow us on our socials.
On Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You know what it do? You know what it is?
Thanks.